Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm Caden. I'll be your host today. I completely forgot how to do that intro, but that's okay. Anyway guys, it is officially June. Yay! It's officially my month. Man, I can't believe it is already summer. Oh my god, I'm actually so happy. Even though it has, like, this whole first 2 weeks of summer been really overcast, at least where I am in Colorado. Like, it's been overcast and, like, kind of shitty every day. But low-key, I kind of fuck with it. Low-key, I kind of love it. Cause bitch, I hate the summer just because of how hot it is. Also, what do we think of the makeup today? I kind of went with more of like a grungy look. I think the lip is like A, really bright, and B, sorry, I saw people as that, and B, probably not like the best put on, but I'm like really bad at like lipsticks. Like there's only one lipstick that I can put on and it's my lip like color, so you can't really, yeah. But anyway, today we are going to be going over the 4 books that I read in the month of May. I thought I was going to be reading at least 6. Like, I was trying so hard to get there, and girl, in the end, like, it was finals, it was AP, like, it was just not it. There was no way I was going to get 6 books done in time. I barely got 4 done. If you are new to how we do wrap-ups on this channel, I go from least to best rated, because I want to get the bad shit out of the way and end on just like ranting and raving about these fucking books. In the month of June, we didn't have anything below a 3.5, I'm pretty sure, which is like solid. Girl, I've been on my reading shit lately. Like, in terms of good books, I've been reading so many good books, and I'm so happy about that. Without further ado, let's get into the 4 books that I read in the month of May. So starting off, we have 2 3.5-star books. The first one was a book I read on Kindle Unlimited. It is Test Town by Leigh Kenny. This is a 23-page slasher book about this group of like college-aged kids who are like going to see their aunt or their niece who just had their niece, and on the way they stop at this tourist attraction called Test Town, and it's just this like ghost town filled with test dummies, and then they start getting killed off one by one. Slasher. That's pretty much all I will reveal about the plot, just because it is a 23-page book, and any more would start to give stuff away. Yeah. Honestly, this was a really creative slasher, which is why I rated it so high, because 3.5 for like a 23-page story, like, especially just like a short horror story on Kindle Unlimited, like, feels pretty high to me. But I really liked it. It was like a fun turn my brain off sort of thing. I also did read it in AP Lang because your girl needed a break from the essay I was writing about a book that we're going to talk about actually in this video. But yeah, I needed a break from that, and girl was like a fun little like brain break. So I would recommend. Like, she's a fun book. Don't really have much more to say. I don't know, she's short, she's sweet, and she's really good. So yeah. Next we have Prom Queen by R.L. Stine. I actually reread this last month because I read this actually about a year ago now. I read this last summer because I thought the movie was going to come out last October. It did not. I reread this in anticipation for the new movie coming out, or that came out, sorry. And the new movie I rated 2.5 stars. So 2 years of waiting for 2.5-star movie. But anyway, this is 3.5 stars. The book, Prom Queen, is very good. It's, once again, like a basic slasher plot of these 5 girls get nominated as prom queen, and they start dying off one by one. This was a really, really fun book. The reason I didn't rate it any higher than 3.5 stars is, like, there were some writing things that just didn't hold up, you know? Like, there were just some parts where I'm like, ooh, this was written by a man in the 80s, and that's okay. It added to, like, the kind of campy atmosphere. Also, like, it just didn't have any bits and pieces of, like, commentary, which I usually like more, or just, like, any moments that actually scared me. There wasn't anything to really connect me to make it past a 3.5 for me, but I could see somebody loving this. Also, the plot twist to this did really get me. Like, I was so genuinely thrown off the first time. And I will say, like, the writing in this is so strong because the second time I read this through, like, R.L. Stine just built suspense perfectly. Even though I knew the plot twist, I was still like, ooh, but what if it is one of these characters? Like, what if it's somebody else? Like, it's so well written, and it's just a really fun, like, easy to read YA horror slasher book. I would highly recommend. Like, this is really fun. I got this for like $8 max off of Thrift Books as well. If you like, I think Barnes & Noble is selling, yeah, Barnes & Noble is selling like newer editions, but if you want like a nice old copy, look on Thrift Books. So cheap, bitch. Anyway, next we have a 4-star book, and that is Squad by Maggie Tokuda Hall. I think I pronounced that name correctly. This is another book I read off of Kindle Unlimited. It is a graphic novel about this girl who moves to like a small town, and I don't know, it has 80s vibes in my head, like 80s or 90s energy. But maybe it's like, I think it's closer to like the 2010s this takes place. I'm not really sure. And it's basically, she like our main character, she gets into the friend group, like the popular girl friend group, and then she finds out that they are werewolves, and she too becomes a werewolf. And yeah, that's kind of all I'm gonna say. Again, like, this is one, a shorter book, and two, one that I just like have not thought about all that much since finishing it. So like, she's not really, the details I don't want to give too much away, you know? But anyway, this was a really, really fun graphic novel, and I love the art style, and it had very much so Craft meets Mean Girls energy, and it was perfect. And also a little bit of Jennifer's Body for some reason. Like, oh, no, I do remember. I was like, it does feel a little Jennifer's Body as well, kind of female rage-esque. Love it so much. And it is queer. It is sapphic, which we love that. God, I loved this book so much. Like, it was genuinely such a good read. It's just, the reason it didn't get any higher for me is because the story didn't stick that well with me. Again, I like have barely thought about it since finishing it. Also, the ending, both me and my friend they read this at the same time that I did, we both agree that like the ending did not land as well. It's not like a massively disappointing ending. I do think the ending, like, it's good, but like it definitely could have been better. It felt kind of rushed. I don't know. Like, it just doesn't, it feels like everything happens within the span of like 20 pages of like, okay, let's wrap this up, end, you know? But honestly, can't be too mad. Like, this was still a really solid, fun graphic novel. One that I would definitely say for maybe October or read for Pride Month this year. We love them here. I say as if I'm not one, but still. But like, yeah, say for Pride Month or like say for October, a very fun, like, teen horror movie-esque energy. Love. Last but not least, we have the book that I read for AP Lang, and that is The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. This is, if you don't know, a dystopian sci-fi novel, where, actually I don't really know how to describe this, babe. If you don't know what The Handmaid's Tale is about, how do you not know? But it's a dystopian sci-fi novel basically about a government that controls women's bodies. I think that's the best way to summarize it. I genuinely don't know how to put this book into words. It is a masterpiece, though. I love this so much. This is also one of the most banned books in the US, which, stop fucking banning books, guys. Stop. But I can definitely see why this is banned. Because, as in, like, I can understand why certain people want this banned. But this is a very scary and very disturbing book, in my opinion. And it is also a great representation of, like, how being very, like, it's a good representation on how being, honestly, like, centrist can also bite you in the ass, because our main character throughout the book is, like, or at least in the past, it's revealed that she is very kind of, like, she doesn't have very, super strong leftist or right beliefs, until it is too late, and I feel like this shows the effects of that, and also, this is just, like, God, this is such a good dystopian. I think this is very important for people, especially in high school, to read. Honestly, high school and on, to read and revisit and understand. Like, this is such an important piece of fiction, obviously, as it was, like, it gained so much popularity when Roe v. Wade was overturned a couple years ago, and rightfully so, because this is a book about women's rights and what happens when we take those away. And yeah, this is a very hard book for me to talk about, just because, like, I did read this for school, so there is part of that dislike in my brain where I just, like, can't get myself to rave about this as much as I want to, for one, and for two, like, this is such a hard book to really put into words why I love this so much and why I think it's so important, but I would highly recommend. I've been reading a lot of banned books this year, and by far, this is one of the best. As you can see, I tabbed the shit out of this. We had to pull quotes for my AP Lang essay that we did on this, and the document that had the quotes was 50 pages long. There's so much of this book that I think is so important, and I love so much. It is genuinely, I love it so much. I also can't wait to read the sequel, The Testaments, which I also have. I just have it downstairs, and I didn't think to grab it, but anyway, but I can't wait to read the sequel, The Testaments, which I do have downstairs. I just, like, didn't think to grab it for some reason. Okay. But yeah, this is, like, genuinely a very subtly disturbing book as well. There are pieces of this that genuinely scared the fuck out of me, because, it very much so reflects America right now, honestly, like, and I know that's such a thing to say, and everybody says it when they read a classic, like Fahrenheit 451, 1984, but, like, for good reason. This very much so, especially as Gilead, which is the world that, like, takes over from the US government, or, like, American government, like, the world that comes from I'm shit at explaining, I'm sorry. But, like, the way that Gilead is brought in and introduced, it feels very realistic, and it's a very, like, intense book, but, again, one I would highly recommend. Yeah, so that is all the books I read in the month of May. A very, very short TBR, or not TBR, a very, very short wrap-up. Once again, I'm so sorry. This summer, I do plan to be a lot more on shit. I am currently reading, like, probably 6 books, that I do plan to finish this week. Like, I am on my shit, and I'm gonna have so much more to talk about. Yeah. Also, for the month of June, I will be, for summer, I will be uploading a lot more. So, if you're interested in June, I have Okay, scary ass angle, but I'm interrupting myself because I did get some scheduling things wrong. Like I realized as I was updating this video, but I got like stuff for the month of June wrong that I'm pushing until July. July, I'm gonna have a lot more variety in the types of vlogs that I'm doing, but June, I just like as I screwed up speaking, got a lot of the scheduling wrong, and said there were going to be 3 vlogs this month. No, there isn't. No, there isn't. That's not, like, based on my posting schedule, not mathematically possible. But anyway, the posting schedule for the month of June looks like this. Next week is going to be a Pride, or not a Pride. Next week is going to be a queer horror reading vlog. And then the week after that, I will be doing my 1-year anniversary on YouTube post / mid-year freakout tag. And then the week after that is queer horror reading vlog part 2. So if any of those sound interesting, please tune in. And then for the month of July, as of right now, I'm considering doing cult reading vlog, weird girl reading vlog, and slasher summer reading vlog. So yeah, if any of those sound appealing to you, please, like, go ahead and, like, stick around. Yeah. Anyway, back to me. Sorry. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope you have a nice day. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. If you've read any of these books, if you want to read any of these books, let me know, girl. Let's talk. Also, I'm gonna be that bitch. So go ahead and click off now if you don't want to hear the YouTuber, like, begging for interaction thing. But, please like and subscribe, don't fucking hit the notification, but like and subscribe, watch if you want more book and movie related topics. I will hopefully be getting to movies towards the end of summer. At around August, I do want to start getting into more movie-based content as well as books, but just because I have so much I want to read this summer, I'm going to be focusing as much as possible on book content. So, yeah. Anyway, have an amazing day. I love you all. Goodbye!